Well, Bryan Mbeumo first bid has been submitted by the club of Manchester United. That is really very important. And Michael Carrick has also gone ahead to part ways with the team of Middlesbrough in the championship. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And we're here to bring you all what you need to know about these beautiful stories that are really going to be running in here. Now, Man United and Bryan Mbeumo have really come to a compromise, and he wants to come to Manchester United. You know the team that's going to hate to snub? He snubbed Arsenal, he snubbed Newcastle, he snubbed Tottenham Hotspur and Nottingham Forest. You understand? He's referred to as the main Salah, but this week, stories were really read to you in here that he has given his yes and priority to the club of Manchester United, and that is Bryan Mbeumo for you. Now, it shows you that what was left was United to obviously go all out and obviously contact the team of Brentford and let them know of their intent to sign this player. And guess what? United went ahead to obviously take that step, and guess what? They went ahead to see to that all goes on to well as planned. But Brentford, we are really very annoyed for what United went ahead to do, because they went ahead to speak to their player when they hadn't gone ahead to give them permission. And you know that when a player is left with just one on his contract, can do anything that he wants, and Brentford just can't really convince Bryan Mbeumo to obviously extend his contract at the London-based stadium. Now, the first story came in through from Jason Butt, a chief football correspondent for the Daily Telegraph. He said Brentford are frustrated with how the potential deal from Mbeumo is being handled publicly. The source indicated it would be embarrassing for Man United if a fee isn't agreed upon after recent reports. Brentford has had no contact with Man United and hasn't quoted a transfer value. So they were frustrated with what United went ahead to do to obviously speak to their player without their knowledge. But because the player was left with just 1 year on his contract, I think he used that to obviously do the needful. Now, after that story was obviously put out, Jacobs Ben yesterday told us that Man United are now in club-to-club talks with Brentford over Bryan Mbeumo. No bid yet. £50 million plus required, as Mbeumo has a 1-year option Brentford can trigger alongside the 12 months left on his current deal, meaning they don't feel under pressure to sell. Brentford currently using £62.5 million Cunha fee as a valuation yardstick, but United believe a lower fee is possible, especially with Mbeumo keen on the move. Now, Mbeumo is left with 12 months on his contract and a further option year to trigger. Now, that has obviously gone ahead to give the likes of Brentford, or it gave Brentford a third that can obviously charge £60.2 million, £62.5 million for this player to obviously come and really sign in for Manchester United. Now, that looks like he's left with 2 years, and I think they can obviously call in for that. Having gone ahead to score 20 goals in the Premier League, I think at £62.5 million, it's a bargain for the side of Manchester United, because I think if a bidding war comes in through, he can obviously go for more. Now, after that story was put out that club-to-club talks have gone ahead to emerge, then David Austin came up with this story. He said that Man United submit opening offer to sign Bryan Mbeumo from Brentford. 45 plus £10 million of add-ons, somewhere below level of he needed for Brentford to consider sell. Talks ongoing as Man United work to agree on the deal. 25-year-old Cameroon international forward keen on the transfer. Now, it was around midnight in my country when this story was really put out. And guess what? the the team known as Man United went ahead to submit their first proposal, and their first official proposal, 45 plus 10 million pounds of add-ons. That is 55 million pounds, and that means we are less by 27 million pounds, the amount of money that the team known as Brentford really need. And I think this is going to be rejected. It's not going to be accepted because they can trigger that 1 year and they see to it that all goes on to well as they want, because they know to it that the player has been really blossoming. So far, 45 million pounds guaranteed fees and 10 million pounds of add-ons. And I think the side of Brentford won't really go that low. I think they'll obviously call in for more negotiations, and I think at 60 United can get this deal done and dusted, because they know to it that they really have a lot to really offer. Then Fabrizio Romano went ahead and told us that Manchester United have submitted 45 million pounds plus 10 million add-ons on proposal for Bryan Mbeumo. Negotiations started as David Austin reports. Brentford asked for fee close to what United paid for Cunha, starting from 70 million pounds with possibility to negotiate. That's why I'm telling you that at 60, I think Brentford will obviously bow down, meaning that if it's at 55, if they add on 5 million pounds, and I think it's like 50 million pounds guaranteed, and 10 million pounds of add-ons, I think that will obviously mean a lot to the side of Brentford, and they'll be like, all right, we can obviously cue this deal that United have gone ahead to put on the table. So United are really working thick and fast, and I think they want to use the preseason to obviously prepare themselves for the upcoming season. And I've already told you that United has always gone ahead to spend big every time they're not in the Champions League, because they know to it that they lose money. That's why they're really using all efforts to get in players like Bryan Mbeumo, Cunha, already there, and you might be shocked for the player they are going in for next. And if they've gone hard on Bryan Mbeumo, Bruno Fernandes is staying, I tell you what, watch out for the next player that United is obviously going to be going in for, because it looks like it's really going to be a very huge player signing. Because if they've brought in Cunha first, Mbeumo second, that means the other player is obviously going to be a reputable player. That is it. And some people are like, will it be Gyökeres? Will it be a very huge Premier League player? Because there is a story that has gone ahead to run that Man United is set to sign another Premier League player. And my happiness is that all of these two players that we are going to sign, the one has already gone ahead to be signed, that is Matthias Cunha, all are coming from the Premier League. And more of those players should be coming in through from the Premier League. That is Bryan Mbeumo and Manchester United. So we pray to it that this deal happens thick and fast, and then we focus onto other deals. But I think after getting in these players, they're now going to be looking at those players that are supposed to leave the club of Manchester United, because when you look at a guy like Sancho who has gone ahead to return to the club of Manchester United, I think he'll need to leave. Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, Anthony. Rasmus Højlund is one of those that is being hinted on to leaving, but I think that will depend on whether United brings in a striker or not. But all in all, I tell you what, it's good business so far for the club of Manchester United, because Bryan Mbeumo, is a very beautiful signing that we need to look at and really understand that he's not obviously going to sit back, but he's obviously going to be giving us the best vibe that we really vibe to in here onto the United Matters channel. So guys, go into the comment section and tell me your thoughts about Bryan Mbeumo to Manchester United. First bid in, do you think it will be accepted by the side of Brentford, or it's obviously going to be rejected? Now, Jacobs Ben, Middlesbrough have parted ways with Michael Carrick. His assistants, Jonathan Woodgate and Grammy Carrick, have also left the club. That is what you're getting in through from Jacobs Ben. So it's done. It's over between Middlesbrough and Michael Carrick. But I think Michael Carrick is going to hate to do wonders at the side of Middlesbrough, and I think he's one of those people, all those players that Sir Alex Ferguson coached, that is really proud of, because Middlesbrough has come in through most of the times to try and really qualify to play in the Premier League. Though this time around they finished 10th with 64 points. I think that was good for him. But the main reason for really parting ways will obviously be told to us very, very soon. So we sign out for now. See you later. Rock and David remains my name. Bye-bye.